Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ashish Vanmai and welcome to the video lecture on how to solve the problems of morphological image processing. This is video 2 in this particular series, and in this video we'll see the problems of hit or miss transform. Let's start with question number 3. The question is, given a following image segment, use hit or miss transform to find the top edge of the square. And they have given an image over here which is a 7x7 image, inside which there is a 5x5 block of ones. So that is the block, and we want to find the edge of this particular square block. And they have given the two structuring elements over here, B1 and B2. So B1 in this particular case is actually going to represent the foreground and B2 is going to represent the background. The hit and miss transform is given as A hit and miss transform with B is equal to A erode with X intersection with A complement erode with W minus X, where A is a set in which we want to find the location of object X and B is set or composed of X and its background W. We can also write the hit and miss transform as A hit and miss transform with B is equal to A erode B1 intersection with A complement erode B2, where B1 is the object and B2 is the background. For this problem, we will use the second definition. Hence, we will have three steps to solve this problem. The step 1 will be to erode A with B1. Step 2 will be to find A complement and then erode A complement with B2. And step 3 will be to find the intersection of the results obtained in step 1 and step 2. Let's start with the step 1, that is to erode A with B1. So in this case you can see figure 1 shows the image A and figure 2 shows the structuring element B1. Now this structuring element B1 is a 3x3 structuring element. They have not given any center as such, but since it is an odd size mask, we can easily find the center. So over here the second row and the second column will be the center for the structuring element. And we are going to now erode A with B1. So we need to pad A first. Now for this structuring element it is 3x3. So there is one row on top and bottom and one column and left and right of the center of B1. So that means we are going to pad one row at the top and bottom and one row at the left and right of A with zeros. So that is what is shown in the third figure over here. So we get the padded image. For the erode operation, we want that the structuring element should be totally contained inside the image. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to keep the structuring element B1 at different locations in A pad. We are always going to ensure that the center of the structuring element is inside the original image. That means in this particular case, the center should be inside that blue boundary. We will find the underneath subimage and we will compare it with B1. We want that wherever there are ones in B1, there should be ones in the underneath subimage also. If that is true, that means I have the structuring element totally contained in the image and my result will be 1. Otherwise, the output will be 0. Here you can see that we have kept the center of the structuring element at the first pixel of A and the corresponding underneath subimage is shown with a red boundary, where the center is shown with a red circle in the first image. And you can see that the underneath subimage, and if you compare with the structuring element, then the structuring element is not totally contained by the corresponding subimage. Hence, the output will be 0, which is shown in the third figure. We can continue this process and find the output for different pixel locations. Now here, if you observe carefully, then when we keep our center where in any of the first row pixels, then always we will get the 0 output. Now if you move to the second row and if you put the center of the structuring element on the second row first column of A, then you can see the corresponding subimage and marked with the red boundary. And again, if you compare with the structuring element, then it is not totally contained, hence the output here is also 0. If we now move to the next pixel, that is the second row second column, so when we keep the center over there and if we check the underneath subimage, now the center pixel and the pixel below it is 1 in the subimage. Of course, there are few more ones over there. So there is a total containment of B1 by this particular subimage, because what we want is the center should be 1 and the pixel below it should be 1 according to B1. So in this case, the B1 is totally contained, hence the corresponding output will be 1. Okay, so like this we can keep on moving the structuring element and we keep on finding the corresponding outputs. So once we complete this process for all the pixels, we will get the corresponding output of the erosion. So here you can see the final result in the third image. So for our quick reference, I have marked the original pixels of the object as blue color and the result of erosion or the shrinkage by the orange color. So if you look at the structuring element carefully, then in this particular case, we have B1 with the center 1 and there is 1 below its center. That means when you perform the operation of erosion, it will shrink the object by 1 from bottom side. The second step is to erode A complement by B2. So for that we will first need to find out the A complement. So here in the first figure you can see the original image A. So if we replace zeros by 1 and 1 by zeros, we will automatically get the corresponding complement, that is A complement, which is shown over here in figure 2. Now we need to erode this A complement by B2. So for that first we will pad A complement. Again B2 is a 3x3 structuring element. They have not mentioned the center, but since it is odd size we can again find its center and it will happen to be at the second row second column. So there will be one row above and below the center of the structuring element and one column on the left and right of the structuring element. Hence when we will pad one row of zeros above and below A complement and one column on left and right with the zero values. So again we will carry out the process of erosion. So in this case we want that B2 should be totally contained. That means the pixel above the center should be 1 in the corresponding subimage. So you can see the first location. So when we keep the center at the first pixel of A, there are few ones in the underneath subimage, but none of them coincides with the one of B2. Hence the corresponding output will be 0. If we carry out this process for all the pixels of first row, then we will always get the corresponding output 0 because B2 will not be totally contained. Now we move to the second row first column. So in this case, when you keep the center at the second row first column, you can see the corresponding subimage with the red boundary. Now here there is 1 present above the center. Hence our B2 will be totally contained and hence our corresponding output will be 1. And if you observe carefully, then in all the cases when we keep the center on the second row, we will always get the output 1. If we complete this process for all the pixels of A complement, we will get the corresponding output of the erosion. So you can see the result of A complement eroded with B2 in figure 3. Again, for the simplicity of understanding, the original pixels are marked with the blue color, whereas the change due to erosion is marked with the orange color. Now the step 3 is to find the intersection of results obtained in step 1 and step 2. So result of A erosion with B1 is shown in figure 1. The result of A complement eroded with B2 is shown in figure 2. So that is our results of step 1 and step 2. And we are going to find the intersection of these two, and that will be our final result of hit or miss transform, and that is shown in third figure over here. Now if you observe the output, then after the intersection only the pixel remaining over there are in the second row. There are 5 pixels in the center of the second row which are 1 over here. So if you compare this result of hit or miss transform with the original image, then you can clearly see that the hit or miss transform has identified the top edge of the square which was present in A. Let's move to the next question now. The question is, perform hit or miss transform on the image shown below, and they have given again a 7x7 image with a slightly different object at the center, and they have given use the following structuring element, and they have given one structuring element over there. They have marked the center in this particular case, and some of the elements are 1, some of the elements are 0, whereas some elements are don't care in the structuring element. Again, we can define the hit and miss transform in terms of either x and w, or in terms of b1 and b2. So when we define in terms of x and w, it will be given as a hit or miss transform with b is equal to a erode x intersection with a complement erode with w minus x, where x is the object that we are looking for and w is the background. Whereas when we use the definition using b1 and b2, we will have the hit or miss transform defined as a erode b1 intersection with a complement erode with b2. Now in this particular case, they have given us only one single structuring element. Hence, when we try to solve this problem, we will be using the first definition instead of the second definition which we have used in the earlier problem. So when we use the first definition, we will have total 4 steps that we need to follow. The step 1 will be to erode A with the structuring element which is provided, which we call it as x. The step 2 will be to define a background W and find out W minus x. The third step will be to erode A complement with W minus x. And the step 4 will be to find the intersection of the results obtained in step 1 and step 3. So let's start with the step 1, where we are going to erode A with the structuring element x. So in this case, x is a 3x3 and the center is already defined. So we have one row above and below it, below the center, and one column left and right of the center. Hence we will be padding A with one row above and below and one column on left and right with the values 0. So when we erode, we will check whether x is totally contained by the A or not. So here we will check whether all the ones in the x have underneath ones in the corresponding subimage. While keeping the center, again we will follow the same rule. We will always keep the center of x inside A only. We will find the underneath subimage and we will check whether that subimage contains x or not. If it totally contains x, then the corresponding result is 0, else the result will be 1. Here you can see the result for the first pixel. We can carry out the process of erosion for different pixel locations, and finally we will get the result of A erode x. Again, for the simplicity of understanding, the original pixels are shown with the blue color, and the corresponding change due to the erosion is represented by orange color over here. The step 2 is to define the background W and find W minus x. What they have provided is with the x, which has some ones, zeros and some don't care conditions. The question is how to define W and how to find W minus x. Now in such cases, one should remember an important note, In hit and miss transform, when you have the structuring element, the 1 actually represents the foreground and 0 represents the background. Hence, when we want to find W minus X, one can simply complement ones and zeros. Okay, and in that particular case, we have to keep the don't care conditions as it is. So that will give us the W minus X. For this, what you can do is you can take a W matrix which is of the same size of that of X with all ones and simply perform what is W minus X. So when you do it, you will have 1 minus 1 giving 0 and 1 minus 0 giving you 1. So automatically the values of X will get complemented and keep the don't care conditions as it is. So here you can see the W minus X obtained over here. So the first row of that is don't care 0 don't care. The second row is 0 0 1 and the third row is don't care 1 1. The step 3 is to erode A complement with W minus X. So first we will find what is A complement. So we will take the A and we will complement its values. So we replace zeros by ones and ones by zeros. So in the second figure over here you can see the corresponding A complement. We will now pad this A complement based on W minus X. So W minus X in this case is again a 3 cross 3 matrix with the center at the second row second column. Hence there are one row above and below the center and one column on left and right of the center. So we will pad A complement with one row and one row one row on top and bottom and one column on left and right with 0 values. To erode A complement with W minus X, we will keep the center of W minus X at different locations of A complement and we will find the underneath subimage. We will check whether the W minus X is totally contained by A complement or not. That means we will check whether wherever we have ones in W minus X, we have ones in that subimage also. If it is true, then the corresponding result will said to have contain W minus X and hence the result will be 1. Otherwise, the result will be 0. So here you can see the result for the first pixel. So like this, we carry out the erosion of A complement with W minus X and the final result obtained is shown in figure 3 over here. Again, for the simplicity of understanding, the pixels which were there in the original image which are preserved in the output are kept in the blue color and the change is shown with the orange color. Now the final step is to find the intersection of results in step 1 and step 3. That means we are going to find the intersection of A erode with X and the result obtained after A complement erode with W minus X. So the first figure shows the result of A erode with X. Second figure shows the result of A complement eroded by W minus X. And the third result shows their intersection and that is nothing but our hit or miss transforms output. So what does this output really signifies? Okay, so to understand this, compare the original image and the output and look at the structuring element X. So if you observe the pattern that is present, okay, so we have center 1, there is 1 pixel above that particular center and on the left which are 1. Okay, the pixels which is below on the right and diagonal down on the rightward side are also 0. So actually what we are looking for a pattern which is shown by a red line in the structuring element. So wherever have a match with this pattern, those particular center locations will be highlighted in the output. So for the input A, I have marked these patterns with the red lines again. So you can see that there are 4 pixels actually which match with the center over here with the corresponding pattern. And hence those 4 pixels are identified as the output of hit or miss transform. So actually it is kind of a diagonal edge of that particular object which is identified over here by this particular structuring element. This brings us to the end of this particular video lecture. So in this video lecture, we have seen problems of hit or miss transform. If you have any doubts, as I said in my previous videos also, you can write back to me on my email ID, that is ivpashish@gmail.com. Thank you.